So, different classification of AI. I mentioned before, ANI is what you're doing now, AGI, and ASI. ANI is currently what we're doing, which most of you, if you worked in the AI field now, is what you're doing now. AGI is the next frontier, and I would definitely explore working on that, because that's where the big cash is, and the thing will be the next 10 to 15 years of work. And then ASI is well beyond that, and most likely they'll say the AGI will build the ASI. It's kind of weird, but that's what's going to happen. Now, the different types of AI I also mentioned here is there's reactive, there's no memory, that's the rule-based system. There is limited memory, which is kind of what you use artificial neural networks now. They kind of have weights in them that allows you to retain some kind of memory. And then there is theory of mind, which is the next level of AGI, or they're working on, which is understanding about something over a long period of time. And then last of all, self-awareness, which is probably where it gets towards AGI and ASI. Okay, so different types of learning. There's supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement learning. The supervised learning is being able to give me a certain data set with a certain output. I know the expected behavior from this. This allows me to understand in between how to get there, not train on that data. So a teacher says, here's a math problem, solve it. You solved it, teacher says it's wrong. It's supposed to be 19. You say, okay, thank you. I'll go back and try it again with a different problem. That will be supervised learning. Unsupervised learning is, I have no idea if I'm right or wrong. But over a long set of data, hopefully I'll get to the point where it is correct. And that will be supervised or unsupervised learning. Reinforcement learning is where a lot of AI is working on, and that's specifically working on reward systems. So like a kid, for example, if you're a little child, if you do something, you give them like a little cookie, they'll do that again. If you reprimand a kid, they won't do it again. That is kind of how AI works.
Is that the same concept as like loss functions in neural networks where you reward the system or penalize the system heavily for making a bad prediction and you reward it? Okay.
Yes, same concept. So typically in AI, towards the end, they'll do reinforcement learning with adjusting the weights, and then it back propagates throughout the system. Now, so some real world issues working with deep learning. Neural networks are black boxes. So we'll get into the whole intrinsic concept of once it learns something, it converts it into an encoding. And at that point, it can no longer understand it, so you can't get out of it what you put in. It converts it. And no longer is something you understand because it's all nothing but matrices and vectors at that point. So for someone to understand why did it make a certain decision, it doesn't actually know. So you have to kind of have a system to work on this.